Today, I'm going to answer a question you all have been asking me. Is the Fahren Termitor 2023 version as good as the previous version that I tested? Well, you will find out in this video, and you're all going to be very, very surprised. Hello everyone, and welcome to Car Light Reviews, where I perform consistent automotive light tests to help you make the best purchase decision, enjoy your car better, and save you some money. And you may recall that last year I tested the Fahren Termitor, commonly mistaken as the Terminator, and I was so impressed with its performance that I recommended it as one of the best LED lights of 2022. It is simply an excellent LED headlight upgrade for the price. And the 2023 version of the Fahren Termitor, which I have in front of me, was released shortly after the previous version. It has been one of the most requested reviews by my channel viewers since then, and I'm confident that everyone expects it to perform even better than the already impressive previous version. Today, we find out. As with my other LED headlight videos, I'll begin with an introduction and an unboxing, then go over the published specifications and cover some of the features. Following that, I'll test the brightness and light pattern in both projector and reflector housings to see how they perform. All right, let's get started with the unboxing. You get a pair of anti-static gloves, the traditional black mystery bag from Fahren. Let's see what's in it. Termitor. Some basic instructions, but like all the lights I test, or at least almost all of them, this is meant to be plug and play, expected that you can remove your existing bulb and replace it with this one. Check your owner's manual for how to do that if you need to. Apparently they have some sort of upgrade LED program. Read about this if you get a chance. And the light itself. All right, let's start with my initial observations. First of all, as you can see here, this is nothing like the previous version of the Fahren Termitor. The previous version, traditional design, external driver. This, as you know by now, is an all-in-one design with an internal driver, totally different. And this thing is tiny. It's even smaller than the 2023 Fahren Kriegus that I have here, which I will be reviewing in the near future, so keep your eyes open for that. I mean, if you compare it to a standard stock H11 halogen bulb, it's not much bigger. Let's get a closer look here. Overall, the materials, it feels pretty solid. It is, again, an all-in-one design. I noticed that it has kind of like this, it looks like almost like a custom wheel there and there for ventilation for the fan. Kind of neat looking. I'm not sure if you guys see that, what I see. I know it's got twin cooling tubes here from the marketing materials, but you can't see them. They are not exposed. But overall, it's got a little bit of heft to it. It feels rather solid. It's all metal. It doesn't feel like plastic. And it does not have an adjustable collar, just in case you were wondering about that. Now the published specifications, 65 watts each, 30,000 lumens each, a color temperature of 6500 K. The chip is not published, so I can't tell you what that is. It does have an IP rating of 68 and an hour rating of 30,000 with a 1-year warranty. And the price at the time of this video, before any coupons or discounts, is $69.99. Okay, now that you've got all the details on the new Fahren Termitor, I encourage you to check out my 1-minute video on my test methods. The link is below, and that covers aiming headlights, picking the right headlight, and legality for LED bulbs. It's important to be educated on these topics. And as I mentioned, this video came as a suggestion by many of you that leave comments in my videos, and I'm definitely happy to spend the time, effort, and money to bring it to you, and I hope that you can help me out in return. So if you find this video helpful, or any of my videos helpful to enjoying your car more and saving you money, hit the thumbs up and click on the thanks icon to throw me a few bucks to cover my cost. And please subscribe if you haven't already. And finally, if nothing else, at least use the links in the description if you want to purchase any car lights based on my reviews. It really helps out this channel at no additional cost or effort to you, and I really appreciate the support. So now let's see how the highly anticipated 2023 Fahren Termitor performs. Starting with the projector, it's not terribly impressive, at least compared to the previous version. 1,640 lux, or 915 over the halogen lux measurement of 725. This is lower than the current running average of the lights I've tested on this channel so far. And it is 27% lower than the previous version of the Termitor. This is really interesting because the 2023 published lumen specifications are nearly 3 times that of the previous version. Granted, I test in Lux, but still, it raises a lot of questions. And after 27 minutes, the average commute time in the United States, I measured 1,345 lux, or 620 above halogen. That means it keeps a slightly higher than average 82% of that light output, which is not bad in that regard. Now, while this light output is not even close to the previous Termitor output at all, it's important to note that it is the second brightest of all of the all-in-one units that I've tested so far for initial output. And thanks to that 82% heat management, it is the brightest for an all-in-one in terms of usable light output over time. This is right behind the Auxito Q16, which is roughly the same price, again, before any discounts or coupons. Now let's take a look at the pattern compared to halogen. The cutoff is clean, and the hot spot is close to that cutoff, which is good. However, you can see the common weak spot here is quite large, much larger than average, and this is a concern of mine. So if you use this light, pay attention to this area, and if it works against you based on your headlight design and the dimensions of your vehicle in terms of where the light output is compared to your driver position, just be really careful about that. Now let's see if it does better in a reflector. 2,790 for initial reflector output, or 1,880 over halogen. Now, like the projector, it's also lower than my running average, but this is also 46% dimmer than the previous version of the Termitor, and that's quite a difference. And it's again interesting when you compare the published numbers between the two versions. After 27 minutes of runtime, keeping that 82% light output, it is reduced to 2,288 lux, or 1,378 over halogen. Now let's look at the reflector light pattern compared to halogen. It doesn't do too bad here, but I didn't expect it to overpower my reflector housing with the light output numbers that I got with the projector. But I do see that the cutoff gets a bit weak on the left and right sides. Now this is in addition to the weak spot in the projector test, and once again, it's just a bit concerning. And once again, while this light output is not even close to the previous Termitor version output, it is still the second brightest for initial output and is the brightest for an all-in-one over time, behind that Auxito Q16 in a reflector. As mentioned, there is a published rating of 65 watts per light. However, I only observed 27.6 watts in my tests. That's 37.4 watts less than published. That's the highest difference in published versus actual wattage I've tested so far. And that difference is actually greater than the observed wattage number itself. I think we can all agree that the published specifications of this light are very, very misleading. But that's why I made this channel, to let the actual data tell the story. And for heat management, after 27 minutes of runtime, the average commute time in the United States, my FLIR thermal camera recorded 245 degrees Fahrenheit or 118 degrees Celsius. Slightly higher than average of what I've tested with the thermal camera, but that is to be expected for an all-in-one design, as again, the driver is on the inside and contributes to the overall unit heat. Now, I know I throw a lot of data at you guys, but the data is important. So to make it easy, I put a link in the description to a free spreadsheet that I update with every video release. And you can use it to compare all the specifications of all the lights that I've tested. That list is growing with every video release. So check it out. It's really going to help you decide what is best for you based on my tests. I'm always skeptical when I test all-in-one LED headlight upgrades. They've proven to simply not perform as well as traditional style due to the internal driver and compact nature contributing to heat. However, based on the impressive test results of the previous Fahren Termitor, I had really high hopes for this one, especially given the super high published numbers. We all know how that turned out. Now, while it shares the same name to the previous version of the Fahren Termitor, it doesn't hold a candle, almost literally, to that previous version. It's nothing like the previous version in any way. Now, I personally think that Fahren should have used a different name, but Fahren's naming conventions are known to be confusing as it is. Now, that isn't to say that overall, based on my test, this is a bad light if you ignore the outrageous and nearly obscene published specifications. After all, it is the brightest all-in-one that I've tested so far. And I know a lot of you guys need an all-in-one style due to not having much room in your headlight housing, or you don't want to modify your dust caps to make room for it. What I would not ignore is the emphasized common weak spot that you saw on my projector output and the dimmer than average left and right sides of my reflector output. Different light housings may not have the same issue that I saw, and you may do just fine, but just be honest with yourself about it, and of course err on the side of safety. And if you need an all-in-one LED headlight upgrade and you want to give this one a try, check it out using the links below in the description. And if you found this video helpful, once again, please use those links to purchase because it helps me make more videos like this one, no additional cost or effort to you, and I appreciate it very, very much. So as always, thanks for your suggestions and support of car light reviews, and thanks for watching. I hope this video helps you find the right lighting upgrades for your needs so you can enjoy your car more and, of course, save you money. So be sure to keep your headlights in correctly and drive safely, responsibly, and respectfully.